Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we will be looking at Excel formulas and function. By the end of this video, you will know how to use the sum, average, count, and if function. So grab your laptop, open Excel, and let's get started. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more awesome tutorials. Let's go. First, what is the difference between formula and function? A formula is an equation you can create to perform calculation. For example, I can say equal to C4 plus D4 plus E4, and I enter and it sums up the cells for me. So if you look at this is a student sheet. So we are totaling up the scores of each of the students subject. So we have John Doe, its math score 85 plus science score 78 and English score 88, all making a total of 254 marks. So now for function, a function is a predefined formula in Excel. For example, you can use the sum function for it. We say equal to sum, then you select the range you want to add up. So I'm selecting from C4 down to from from C5 down to E5, and it gives me the answer. As we've mentioned in our previous class, you can automate some formulas by simply going to the cell, come down to the edge of the cell. Once it brings out the cross sign, you drag it down. So if you don't know how to do, if you need more explanation on this, you can refer back to my previous videos on this channel. Aside that also, we after getting the total mark for each of the students, we will use the average of the mark so as to determine if the student pass or they fail. So we are going to use the function for average. So for average, you simply go and say equal to average. You click on average and you select the whole range of the subject the student takes. So I'm taking from C4 down to E4 and I click my enter button. It gives me the average. This is showing that John Doe is having an average mark of 83.7 for all the exams he took, for all the exams he wrote. So now, to get for other students, we don't have to be entering the formula manually for each of the box. Just the way we do for the total mark, we go to the bottom of the cell and drag it down. Awesome. As simple as this gives us, it populates the average for all the students. Now, we want to know if the student is qualified and is ready to move to the next class. So we use the average result to know if the student is to move or not. So the as the statement go, if the student is moving to the next class or not. So for the if formula, we use it for logical decision. So it's easy. Just we'll still start from John Doe, and let's assume the pass mark starts from 75. This means any score that is below 75 is a fail mark. So if you're writing your formula, it will be if any number is above 74, it's a pass mark. So we say equal to if, and you click on the if function. So it's asking you of the logical test. So the logical, so for it now, right? So the logical test for the if function will now be if G4 is greater than 74, which means it will start counting from 75. So it means pass. However, which means the value is true, this person passed. If not, if it is less than 75, that means any number from 74 downward, it means the student fail. And we hit on the enter button. As you can see, this means John Doe pass. As we've done previously, you can click here and drag down. Sometimes you can just double tap at the bottom of the cell, it will take it down automatic for you. So now we're able to know which student passed and which student failed. So if you look, almost everyone passed, but if you come to Bob Brown, he's having an average score of 61.3, which means he failed. So now we want to even know what is the total number of students that passes this exam. Here now it's tricky. We are having the count function and also the counter function. The count function, it counts the number of data that are in a cell, in a particular range of cells. So it counts for number, it doesn't count for text. For instance, if I'm saying number of students and I say count, so if I come to B4 and I drag it down, it's not going to give me, it will return a 0 value for me because these are text, not number. These are text, not number. So what function is going to work for text? We use the counter function, and we say equal to counter, and you select. So anytime you are having text, you use the counter function. However, but for now, if you want to check for where we enter the scores which have numbers, so we want to know how many students wrote the math examination. So we can use the count function because for students that did not write, it's written as NA, not applicable, which is a text. But here we want to count only numbers. So we say count. Once you say count, once we click on our count, you go to maths, which is C4, and we drag it down and it gives us. So we are having only 18 students that wrote math examination. So we can equally drag for English and science. Let's see if it's going to return a data for us. So as you can see, math, we have 18 people who wrote math. For science, we have 19 people, while for English, all students wrote English. Don't worry, I'm going to, you can get this data at the link of the description on this video. So now we also want to know, just for reporting purpose, we want to know total number of students that passes this exam. Here now you can combine more than one function. Excel enables you to combine more than one function. So we were able to count number of students that wrote exam, number of students that wrote specific subject. Now we want to know the total number of students that pass and the number that fail. So you can give it a condition and say count if, so you are doing the count and a logical test for it. So we say count if the range, that is where the data are. So we are having from H4 to H23. Then you put on a comma and write the criteria. What is the criteria? If it is pass, that is what we're looking for. And I hit my enter button. It's showing me that we have 13 students that pass. So now we want to know the number of students that fail, and we say count if. You say count if. Sorry about that. We go to the range, just like the first one, where the data is written, and we will put on a comma, and the criteria will now be fail. For student that failed, you hit the enter button and we are having 7. So you see this correlates. We have total number of 20 students that wrote the exam, 13 pass while 7 failed the exam. And that will be a wrap for today. Just to reiterate, you can always find the data. I will drop the data on the description of this video. You can download the data and make use of it. So for today, we were able to look at the sum function, the average, the count if, and the if function. Now it's your turn. Open your Excel, create a table, and practice this formula. The more you practice, the better you become on Excel. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and share with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss on future tutorials. Thanks for watching and bye for now.